Hello. We have a pretty big challenge today. I'm doing a custom commission for someone and they wanted a Persian Buttercup. It's a beautiful flower and I've always loved getting for the house, but the problem is they have 1,000 petals. So I think I can just focus on the most characteristic parts to make sure it reads as the flower without it being literally that. And from my research, I think the most recognizable parts about this flower is the shape of its leaves, the center generally having a different color, and the tight layer of petals, which I'll have to find a way to show that. So I think I have two main challenges right now. The first one is, how do I translate this 3D flower that has gradients, that has different shades, into a 2D image? The second thing is because there's so many petals. How do I reduce bulk? I mean, I can't imagine having a really heavy applique on your chest when your shirt is supposed to be really flowy. And I feel like it kind of defeats the entire purpose. This is the general shape of the flower. So I think to simplify, I'm going to use a few kind of irregular circles in this area. So it reads as this like tight layers without having, you know, these too many little petals. That it's just gonna be really bulky and I think cumbersome. And then for the center, I'm going to use some more detailed petal shapes. So this whole thing doesn't look like a plate of pancakes. For the bulk, I'm going to do something quite different from what I usually do. This is something people do in quilting a lot. What they do is that they kind of iron on the stabilizer to the back, and this way it won't fray too much. So I'm cutting out the center part to use as a reference, because I'm not going to cut it out into little pieces. I'm not going to be able to put it back together. I know that for a fact. I'll cut out some major pieces, and then when I get down to these little parts, I'm just going to freestyle it. I'm going to use this off-white, like a cream colored fabric for the outer layer. And then I think for the center, I'm going to use this sage green fabric. I think this would transition really well. And I feel like it would give it a more botanical look, if that makes sense. Ooh, wow. Ooh, yes. I mean, I would like to have another layer or another fabric that's in between these colors, but I don't have that. Even though this is not the same way that I did before, I'm going to try to do a stitch on the edge to secure it as much as I can. Okay, I'll be here for a bit. I'll see you in like 2027. It's been, I don't even know how long. It's been, I think 5 hours or maybe 4, but it's done. And you can kind of see like the petal. Where does it end? Where does it start? I think it looks nice. I think I actually over exaggerated the fear of bulkiness, because it's actually, now it's very dainty. Like it feels very thin. I probably didn't have to worry about bulk that much. However, I did have a layer of stabilizer in the back. I stitched the edges. So everything has like a blanket stitch around it in the same color of the fabric. But I feel like because it's gonna be worn on clothes and you're gonna wash it, I'm gonna use a fray glue. I'm gonna use this glue just to reinforce it. Just give me a peace of mind. So I did the same thing with the stem because I think stylistically I didn't want to do the other type of applique that I usually do, because then you would have a really paper thin flower and a bulky stem. which might not be a problem, but I think I want to see what it would look like if I kept it the same. The leaf, it's a little droopy, but again, I don't think it's going to fall apart. Let's hope not. I really like that, I think. Here's the final look. What do you think?